On your mark, get set. Let's go.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning. Kevin Durant, you should have never left California.
This Brownsexual will upset me in having to bring this teenage idiot from Wisconsin into a sports conversation. Are you really surprised the Cowboys are giving up on Ezekiel Elliott?
Whoa. Hell no! Well, no one cares about baseball.
Bitch, are you for real?
Well, yes, indeed, we are for real. Welcome to Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. I am one half of that duo, Cole Johnson. My partner, Brian Snow, a.k.a. the Snowman. He will join me momentarily. And we have on tap, at the bottom of the first hour, we're going to enjoy coffee with McCarthy. Ryan McCarthy, and no credentials required, will join us. Bottom of the second hour, we will have Spivey Notes with Jay Spivey, a wonderful accredited journalist who we have a wonderful time discussing all things North Carolina sports and sports of other nature as well. Well, we're going to have two, I think. Yeah, two topics we're going to discuss, and I think you know which topics they are in today's Whip Around. Let me shout out my man, Victor Locke, who is first to the fray, as he says. It is good to see you, Vic. Hope everything's good with you, man. All right. NFC Championship game. How can you phrase it? How can you talk about it? How can you describe it? Oh, I can describe it. Sometimes you're the hammer. Sometimes you're the nail. And the 49ers were the nail. The Eagles were the hammer. In the 31-7 victory over the 49ers, the Eagles advanced to the Super Bowl for the second time in the last 6 years. Now, people can talk about, well, Jalen Hurts wasn't really all that impressive. He didn't have to be. He was impressive in the one area he needed to be: turnovers. 0. That's what you need your quarterback to be more than anything else. In the playoffs, you need him to be solid. You need him to be steady. You need him to be sturdy. And you need him to guide the team and have them be on time. So if that means he only throws for 100 yards or runs for 100 yards, or he does none of those things, doesn't matter. No turnovers, and get the ball to the playmakers. I've been saying to all of you all this time, a QB in NFL is nothing more than a glorified point guard in football. You need him to get the ball to the playmaker's hands. Now, if that means he doesn't throw a touchdown pass, so be it. Okay. In this case, that is what happened. Hurts didn't throw a touchdown pass. But you know what? Didn't matter. He did have a touchdown run, and he put the ball in the hands of the playmakers. Credit Miles Sanders, 2 touchdown rushes. Credit Boston Scott with a touchdown run himself. And I'm going to talk later in the second hour about how these hot takes with many of these idiots are just getting on my nerves, grating on my nerves. I just don't understand how we can have these real hot takes about when you see performances, you all of a sudden want to rail against them. That's okay. And we will have we'll have a little further discourse once my partner gets on board, because he is a 49ers fan. And I know he has a lot of hot takes to get off, but I could just basically summarize it for me. The 49ers, and I told people that the Eagles were going to win this game because the 49ers had to get Purdy comfortable early. It was important for them to get Purdy comfortable early. Well, Hassan Riddick, one of the best pass rushers in the league, nullified all of that in the first possession. So not only did Purdy not be comfortable, he ended up being injured. And yeah, he did come to play the rest of the game in the third quarter, but he couldn't throw much or for distance. They had Josh Johnson, who was the fourth string quarterback, come in, and he did guide into a touchdown, but he that basically just sealed the game for the Eagles. The Eagles were up 14-7. They ended up scoring a touchdown thanks to Boston Scott. They put on 21-7. And that made the Eagles basically party the second half. And the 49ers, unfortunately, took one big, giant, colossal. Now, I got that pick right. However, I got the AFC Championship picture all wrong. Now, yes, it was a great game. Actually, to me, it's the best. In my opinion, it's the best playoff game we've seen this year. Of course, it involves KC, like it is. I mean, it always has to be, right? The best playoff game this year we've seen. The Chiefs and the Bengals went down to the wire, and credit the Chiefs. The Bengals never led in this game. They, of course, feverishly came to tie it, but they never 3 times, but they never led. So people are going to talk about, and this I'm going to mention this in the second hour too, how Burrow is trash, how he's horrible. Yeah, no, he's not. He just had an off night because he did have 2 touchdown passes. I mean, yeah, he did have 2 touchdown passes, 2 picks. I mean, sometimes you just have those off nights because last year that was Mahomes. This year it happens to be Burrow. But people are going to talk about the last possession of the game where the Bengals had the ball inside Bengals territory. I mean, the Chiefs had the ball inside Bengals territory, and Mahomes on a gimpy ankle scrambles to the right. He picks up the first down, which would have put them at the Bengals 42, I think. Somewhere around there. I think it was about the Bengals 42. When both feet already are on the white, and he gets shoved by a Bengals linebacker into the benches. Of course, you tack on another 15, makes an impossible field goal become a little more makeable, even with the stiff wind. And Butker put it through, and that to me was the game. 23-20 was the final score. And for those who picked the Chiefs, I will now summarily hand you the receipts right there. So the Chiefs will go to the desert. They will play the Eagles, and that kickoff will be at 6:30 p.m. if you're in Philly, 5:30 p.m. if you're in Kansas City or Nashville like me. Let me see. This would be this would be standard time. So it will be 4:30 kickoff, 4:30 p.m. kickoff in the desert. I'm looking forward to these games. I really am, because I think you have a stout defense in the Eagles that can test a prolific offense in the Chiefs. Now, the early favorite is the Eagles. We shall see who is going to come out, but we have 13 more days until we get there. And that concludes today's Whip Around. Before we step aside and take a pause for the cause, we're going to go to the Fanatic Feedback Zone. And Victor Locke, you were first to the fray. We appreciate you, brother. Sig Diggy, all the way from Norway, says good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good afternoon to you, sir. He also says, Cole, or one can say, sometimes you're the dog and sometimes you're the tree. Actually, yeah. Let me switch the analogy. So the Chiefs Bengals game, the Bengals were the hammer last year. They were the nail. They were the nail this year, and vice versa for KC. in that NFC Championship game, no question. No question. The Eagles with a dog and the 49ers with a tree. And it's unfortunate because they got whooped. Victor says, good morning, all. The emphasis of a complete, the emphasis of the word complete, I guess, is one person doesn't have to be a stellar superstar because the team behind him is elite enough to come together and win the game. What a novel concept. Elite quarterback. What a novel concept. People are so in a rush to want to throw the elite label on quarterbacks, and when they don't put up fantasy football elite stats, then they're garbage. They're hot trash, even if they win. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. All you need your quarterback to do is not make the mistakes necessary and get the ball to the playmaker's hands. You do that, you're good. Because guaranteed, I'd rather be hurt in her situation now would be in Josh Johnson's, who coughed out the ball deep in his own territory when he was looking downfield and not at the center. And that big time mistake cost him 7 points right before the half. So 6 says he gave both Sanders and Miles the ball instead of running the ball himself. Yeah. Hall TV says, to the victor goes the spoils. Good morning, everyone. And I know he feels, I won't say salty, but I know he feels a little pained considering that a divisional rival is headed to the Super Bowl. But of course, he's being respectful. Good morning, says A Pizzo 9-0. How you doing, man? Hope everything's good with you in your world. And man, good photos from your most recent trip, especially when you were in Katz's Delicatessen. My mouth just drooled seeing all them sandwiches. Hall TV says the Eagles are flying to the Super Bowl. Yeah, they are. And how about this? 2 starting QBs, one in Patrick Mahomes, one in Jalen Hurts. They have one thing in common. They're black. And this is happening for the very first time in the 57-year history of the Super Bowl. That's right. 2 black quarterbacks are starting in the biggest game of the year for the NFL. 6 says the Eagles defense was able to shut down McCaffrey early. They were able to shut him down early. They were able to shut him down late. They only had one hiccup, and that was a drive where McCaffrey basically just dominated the whole drive to actually give the 49ers a little bit of hope, a little bit of hope in the game early in the second quarter, making it 7-7. 6 says the AFC Championship game was pretty tight. Yeah, it was all night long. Hawk TV says, talk about a game changer, huh? Talking about A. Poland and Steve Mariucci. Yeah, definitely. Victor 6 says, good morning to you. Hawk TV says, Snowman and his 49er fandom have nothing to be ashamed about. No, they don't. And I'll say this. I'll allude to another of your divisional rivals, Hall TV. Just like the Giants, the 49ers, they had no business being in the NFC Championship game. They had no business being in the playoffs. They had no business being that far. And I'm not insulting the 49ers in saying that. But when you had a quarterback in Trey Lance who really did not have a grasp of the quarterback position in NFL, still, you're going to have struggles. Even with that wonderful defense that they had, you're going to have struggles. And you saw that the first 8 games of the year, where one game they were up and another game they were down. And that was what was going to happen with Trey Lance. And he was going to have to learn to pick up the game, have his growing pains not be an albatross on the team, but it normally will be, because you need to have your quarterback to be the most solid position on the field, offense or defense. And so when you have struggles offensively, you're going to have the defense press harder. You saw that yesterday. That is what we were going to see for a lot of those 49ers games should Trey Lance have started. Not saying that I dislike Trey Lance. I'm just saying that he struggled at the QB position, not like Brock Purdy. So they advanced further than anybody, I would dare say most 49ers fans thought they would. They didn't think they were going to get back to the NFC Championship game this year. They did. And yeah, they fell short. But you know something? I think they'll take this as a victory. 2 home playoff victories with a rookie QB starting. I mean, that's all you could say. That's all you could say. Hall TV also goes on to say, as a Washington fan, I can almost guarantee that our team feels like they could have been where the Eagles are right now, yet we all know that ain't true. No, it's not true. As my partner joins me, one Mr. Brian Snow, aka Snowman, and he's joining me on location. Hopefully he can hear me. But if he doesn't, that's cool. We will get that all situated. 6 says the Bengals defensive line that shoved Mahomes also tweaked his knee in the process. Yeah, he did. Yeah, when right after the shove, he planted his right foot and you could see it twist. And unfortunately, that didn't get talked about. But yeah, that was a gruesome knee injury. While they were both down the sideline, he was grabbing his knee. Yeah. Yeah. Sick also says, sometimes you're seeking it, sometimes you're on tambourine. Yep.
I think I finally got this cotton picking thing.
I think we have sound.
I'm using my tablet because I'm on the road. I have to go to Indy later for an MRI on my belly. This is the first major step since my surgery to getting the remission call on April 4th. So this is a big one. This is a big one. Good morning, everyone. No, I didn't say that right. Good morning, everybody.
That's right. Do it right, will you?
Thank you. Thank you, partner. Congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles and to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yep.
It's going to be a hell of a Super Bowl. We had a great championship weekend, even though my Niners lost. You know what? I look at it this way. Before we get to my Snowman's take, I look at it this way. You know how much positives the 49ers have going forward? Looking into next season? It was expected that the Rams would win the West. Niners won that by 4 games. It was expected Seattle would beat San Francisco, considering, third time's a charm. Bullshit. We handed them one. We faced a better team, and the better team beat us, period. I don't mind losing to the Philadelphia Eagles because they were the number 1 seed all year long. All year.
And on top of the Eagles advanced, I mean, they naturally progressed. This is where they were supposed to be anyway.
Mm-hmm. But like I said, hey, to all my Eagles buddies and the Eagles are my executive Dr. NFC team.
Yeah, we know of you.
We will see y'all next year. Now go get that Lombardi trophy and bring it back to South Philly.
Yeah. So, yeah, those 2 teams will match up in the regular season next year. No question about that. Eric, good morning to you, man. Glad that you're part of the fam. So glad you're part of the fam, man. I know you're gonna enjoy us, man. Now that you're here for more than just a pop-in visit.
Yes. Now give me my take. I got some things to talk about.
All right. Well, before that, I'll address this part right here. Hot TV says, "Yo, with that said, so is anyone giving the dude a pass that led to the game-winning field goal? No, that was a boneheaded play.
It was
a boneheaded play. Period.
They took you out overtime and it set up a walk-off field goal.
That was a boneheaded play. There's not even a question about that.
Yep.
Not a question about that.
No question.
All right. So we're going to veer off of football for a sec as my man does one of these. All right, sir. Go ahead and...
I'm going to say this plainly, and I know I'm going to get some arguments, but I don't care. There has not been a good slam dunk contest since 1988 in Chicago Stadium. Now, I know a lot of fans are going to come to me and excuse the lighting. I'm at Starbucks in Edinburgh, Indiana. I'll plug them after the tape. A lot of people are going to say to me, well, what about 2016? What about 2016? I didn't see anything good. All I saw were players jumping over props and doing stuff we already saw. You want a good slam dunk contest? A, make it worth more money. And B, get some creativity back in the thing. And the NBA All-Star Weekend is screwed. Screwed and screwed up. have y'all seen it lately? You only see back in the 80s and the 90s, you only get a few days off. And the production got better in the 90s with the home team with the home team being the host and all the introductions and things like that. Now, the introduction to the All-Star game, it's too much. I'll repeat my statement that I said at the top of this tape. There has not been a good slam dunk contest since 1988.
Wow, 35 years?
35 freaking years.
Wow.
And folks I'll say it again. A lot of people are going to say to me, what about 2016 in Toronto? What about it? I didn't see anything good. I didn't see anything that got my attention. Matter of fact, when it got to the semis of the slam dunk contest, I went to bed. I didn't lose a second's sleep about the All-Star weekend and the slam dunk contest. We have not seen a good one since 88. 84 through 88 were the prime years of the slam dunk contest because Larry Nance won it in 84 over Dr. J. Y'all know about MJ's rookie slam dunk contest in 85, 86, he was injured, 87 and 88, the King won it. And I know I'm gonna piss off a lot of bronzexuals, and I know I'm cussing, but I don't care. There has not been a good slam dunk contest since Michael Jordan won it at Chicago Stadium in 1988, period.
Well, bronzexuals can't talk about that because their gang hasn't participated in a slam dunk contest anyway.
And he's too chicken to participate. Hell, Michael Jordan participated in a three-point contest in 1990. Didn't do so well because he went up against his teammate B.J. Armstrong, but he participated. Get this through your head, folks. The NBA All-Star Weekend is... Matter of fact, I invoke Karnak the Magnificent. A nail, a board, and the NBA Slam Dunk Contest.
A nail, a board, and NBA Slam Dunk Contest.
Name something that's hammered, something that's sawed, and something that's screwed.
I'm sorry.
Once again, and our favorite troll is here. A nail, a board, and the slam dunk contest. Name something that's hammered, something that's sawed, and something that's screwed. I'm sorry, Vince Carter, but we've been spoiled already. We've been spoiled already.
There's a difference. You said the competition, right? What Vince Carter did was a competition. That was a performance. That's different.
Thank you. Way different. NBA All-Star Weekend, trash. LeBron James's game in the NBA for 20 years, trash. LBJ not participating in the slam dunk contest, trash. Just utter trash. You know you created a monster, and we're all running with it. And we thank you for that bit of genius. We thank you for the character of Ray and that bit of genius.
Thank you.
Zach LaVine versus Aaron Gordon, trash.
Ouch.
NBA All-Star Game in Las Vegas in 2007, trash. NBA Slam Dunk Contest since 1988, trash. Flat out, straight up, trash. And thank you, Victor. And Victor started it this morning with that statement. NBA All-Star Weekend, trash. Pro Bowl reimagined, trash.
Really, Rod? Okay.
Las Vegas, trash. Less veggies,
trash. Oh, Lord. The Los Angeles Lakers trash. In Los Angeles Lakers trash.
Trash. Nothing will be able to match the early days of the NBA slam dunk contest because there was actual creativity. There were actual dunkers. There were actual basketball players. Never mind the athletes. There were actual basketball players that actually knew how to dribble the basketball, approach the basket, go up and complete the damn dunks.
And actual superstars weren't scared to actually participate.
And actual superstars that knew what to do. Today's superstars, if you want to call them, trash. And Rod West, get your bum ass out of here with that statement. Brock Purdy was hurt. Kyle Shanahan was put in a situation he was not ready to encounter, period.
Oh,
what are you doing?
Lord.
What are you doing? Man, take that down.
I don't remember asking you
this morning.
thing.
Challenged me that there was no good slam dunk contest since 1988 in Chicago Stadium in front of 18,204. And every troll that challenged me, I respond with a word: trash. LeBron James, hey Rod, this is for you. LeBron James for 20 years in the NBA, trash. And a hit for Wednesday. LeBron James has ruined the NBA, and it won't get better until he's gone. That's Snowman's take. What is yours?
All right. Now, before we sip some, welcome a guy who's not been on our airways for a couple of weeks. He makes his return. It is Darnell Solins, a.k.a. the Playmaker.
What up, Playmaker?
Why, at this moment in time, you want to bring up the goddamn slam dunk contest?
Because I'm pissed about it. And Cool McCain's in the building. Yo, Cool. Fly, Eagles, fly. I will happily display that hashtag.
Congratulations, Cool.
Congratulations to Cool McCain, to Sam Shady, and the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, to answer Playmakers, you know what? Let's do some coffee. Let's bring it in.
Yeah. Let's do this.
Some coffee, because we're going to talk about this. Let's go.
That's right. As he joins us every single Monday, it is the one and only, no credentials required, co-host Ryan McCarthy.
The Jersey Devil must be on a roll again because you was in a very joyful mood.
Well, how could you tell, Playmaker?
The way you were rolling when the intro was playing, that's how.
No.
9-2-2 in the month of January. Ended off on a good note on Friday night when they beat the Stars in overtime. So, yeah.
No, I was thinking he was dancing because he was happy that Nathaniel Hackett is their new offensive coordinator for the Jets.
Hell no.
I have mixed feelings on that, but
yeah, I know you do. I know.
Talk about that in a minute. Let me get this plug out of the way. I'm in Edinburgh, Indiana this morning, and Starbucks partially powers coffee with McCarthy. My selected brew this morning is a white mocha. And considering I have
a white mocha.
Yeah, a black man drinking a white mocha. How about that?
Oh, Lord.
Wait. You know what's bad, Ryan? You know what's bad?
Okay, McCarthy.
Wait a minute. Ryan, you know what's bad? My wife made the exact same joke before she dropped me off this morning.
God bless you, Dr. K.
God bless Dr. Look, she knows it's one of my preferred drinks. Besides the tea. Besides the tea, she knows that's one of my preferred drinks. So she dropped that joke at me. I love her for that. And if anyone has seen, and I know you guys have, if anyone has seen pictures of my wife and I, that's just one of the things we joke about all the time. All the time. And to everyone who doubted me and Jody, to everyone who doubted me and Jody K, take that.
You get my Dame Dash on.
Go with it.
Now,
Go
Cole,
with
gentlemen, this morning, I'm gonna have to summon the hot seat. Cole, if you wouldn't mind.
Hot seat.
A hot
All
seat.
right. Somebody's going to be on the hot seat. Okay.
Ooh.
All right, here you go. All yours, Mr. McCarthy.
Roger Goodell, NFL officiating. In the hot seat. Let's talk about 3 instances of this lousy excuse of officiating for this past season in this championship game. The first instance, first quarter of the Philadelphia Eagles game, Devontae Smith, his catch that was not reviewed, and that's on Kyle Shanahan for not throwing the flag to review it. It was clearly not a catch.
That's on the team. That's on the refs.
That's on the team, but also it's on the refs for not seeing it, or from the NFL office.
On the contrary, it is on the ref because they did the exact same. They did the review on Kadarius Toney's touchdown catch.
But they review all touchdowns. Playmaker.
They review all touchdowns, but they should also I think they should also review all catches.
This wasn't even get an expedited interview. Expedited review. Go on.
Expedited review, yes. But I think part of the reason why the refs were kind of intimidated was because of I would say that he was intimidated by the Philadelphia fans, because as my cousin Matt has astutely said on Facebook, he said, quote, Philly fans would boo Jesus riding a unicorn down Broad Street, handing out $1 million checks, unquote. They were that. I think the referees were that intimidated by the Philly fans.
Well, heck, they cheered Michael Irvin having a neck injury. Of course they are.
Mm-hmm.
And they threw snowballs at Santa.
Yeah, that's true. They did throw snowballs.
Yep, they did.
The second instance was late in the fourth quarter when the referees let the game get out of control. Out of control. Guys are throwing each other down, throwing punches. Trent Williams and Kayvon Wallace get tossed from the game. Kayvon Wallace probably won't face suspension, but he'll get a fine. Trent Williams, I don't know if he'll be suspended for the first regular season game of this next season. But referees, you got to get things under control, especially in the fourth quarter of a game that's kind of running away from San Francisco.
No, I agree with you.
The third instance.
Oh gosh, please talk about this one, please.
The do-over. Down in the AFC Championship game in the fourth quarter, where the referees gave another down. This is the 5th down of professional football. This is the 5th down of the NFL. Remember the 5th down? Colorado, Missouri, back in 1991?
October 1990.
This is the 5th down. And of course, Eric Bieniemy is involved because he played on Colorado during that season. Now he is the OC of the Kansas City Chiefs in this instance. So you got Eric Bieniemy being part of 2, not 1, but 2 5th downs in football history.
How do you let the play go on and then you say, oh, no, our bad. We're going to do
They had done that
play
earlier in the game on a run by Joe Burrow in the first half that was called back for a false start because nobody heard the whistle.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so, if that's the case, wave your arms so the people on the field know, okay, we're not, the ball's not live. We're stopping play. Something.
Yeah. Now, is it just me, or is the league supposed to send the best of the best of their officiating to these championship games?
That's the scary part. These are the best officials
throughout
the year.
Breaking news, I've been in an envelope. Oh, to my lovely and awesome sister Shan, she just handed me an envelope. Crap. Guys, I've been fined by the NFL for officials.
Talking ill of the officials.
Says, give me your money. Signed, goody good. But in all seriousness, folks,
can I have a few of those?
We need to reevaluate officiating this offseason. It was terrible in 2020. Absolutely garbage. Absolute garbage. And if it comes down to a garbage call in the Super Bowl, I'm going to flip my lid. Now, you could argue that the NFL's fixed. You could argue that gambling has a lot to do with it. The sports booking has a lot to do with it. No, a lot of it comes down to human error. But the NFL, gentlemen and ladies, for anybody who's watching out there, The NFL is the only league amongst the 4 major teams that do not have full-time officiating. Does not have full-time officiating.
That's right.
Everything's on a part-time basis.
They're part-time. Yeah, they're
So
part-time.
we got to figure this stuff out. Get some people in there who are willing to do this full-time. Great, you have a job as an insurance agent in the off season when you're not doing football, or you're a teacher, or this and that. That's great. It's a great thing, but we need full-time officials, paid officials, what they should be worth to make them the best officials in all of sports. Now, if you excuse me, I'm going to call my lawyer and argue this fine. So, get out of my face is Roger Goodell and officiating, NFL officiating.
Roger Goodell at the ODB. Give me my money.
And if anybody wants a copy of this, I will sign it and send it to you.
Well done, sir.
That was brilliant. That was brilliant. I got to give you that one. All right.
I was utterly upset when I saw that. And the scary part, and you said it best, Ryan, the scary part about that is the NFC Championship games, these are the best officials of the last year. And we saw them bungle calls in both games.
Yep.
All right.
It's time. Now, we have to have full-time officials. We have to have full-time officials.
I agree with that.
Now, no.
Yeah, playmaker.
Ryan brings up a good point. The officiating was not on par as it's supposed to be. I heard Cole earlier talking about crack, and no one should know the situation and not put your hands on Patrick Mahomes.
Dummy.
But Zach Taylor, I got a bone to pick with you. Because your defense ain't even been in that position to begin with. You know why?
I agreed.
Remember, first down, he hands the ball up to Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon gets 7 yards. The next 2 plays, he calls deep passes.
And he got and Burrow got dropped.
Why are you getting 7 yards on a carry on the first play on the first down play?
First down.
And you don't go back to it.
You don't go back to it.
Zach Taylor, I gotta put blame on you.
Agreed.
Because you could have ran the ball, ran the clock down, and you could have had a chance to kick a game-winning field goal, and not the Kansas City Chiefs. Most of us know when we watch football, we got 7 yards on the first down play.
So what you're telling us, Playmaker, what you're telling us is that Zach Taylor is the 21st is this decade's Andy Reid from when he was with the Eagles, and he was terrible at time management.
Well, not quite, because Mr. Taylor gets outdone by Mr. McCarthy, not you, Ryan, but Mike.
No relation.
Yes, no relation.
Thank God, no relation.
The one who will
much
now
better looking anyway.
The one who has horrible clock management and time management, who will now reassume offense coordinator duties for the Dallas Cowboys.
I just wanted to point that out because most people gonna look at like what Cole did. Put his hands on Patrick Mahomes.
I don't know if I need Tylenol or alcohol.
Anybody who watches Cole Sports on Wednesdays or listens to it on the Snowman Multimedia Radio Network recognizes that little ditty that I just hummed. When
Thank you, sir.
I figured it was perfect for that. Oh Jesus!
But I need to point that out because I don't think most fans is really paying attention to what happened in that game. They look at what happened at the end, but not what happened before that.
You're right because I have a reality check in the next segment where I will touch on what people are focusing on when it comes to the Bengals. But yes, I agree with you. I totally agree.
We got a lot of free agents. Especially on defense. They got to sign. They got to sign some guys. They got to re-sign some guys. Yeah.
And
got lose some guys too.
As far as the San Francisco Eagles game, everybody knew once Brock Purdy went down, that was it.
Yeah.
Once Brock Purdy went down, that was it.
That was all.
And I said the key to that game was the Eagles had to make Purdy uncomfortable. I did not realize they were going to make him uncomfortable the very first possession they would have in the game.
Well, when Jody and I were watching the game and we both were taking notes, that first defensive series after the Eagles scored, we both looked at each other and put our notebooks down. Especially before they went to a break and we saw up close that Purdy fumbled the ball. Mm-hmm. We put our notebooks down and we were like, that's it. I mean,
and me and Snowman talked about it. The 49ers defense was uncharacteristic yesterday.
Very 11 penalties. I never have.
They pressed. That was a prime example of a whole unit pressing.
Mm-hmm. They pressed and were pressed, just like Cole outlined on Friday. They were quite uncomfortable.
Yeah. And then later got depressed.
Yeah.
As it showed the third and the fourth quarter. Yeah.
They pressed, they got compressed, and by the fourth quarter they were depressed. Okay.
Yeah, that was the worst that defense has looked in quite some time.
Yeah.
And they didn't look this bad against the Chiefs, although the Chiefs scored more points. That defense didn't lose their poise like they did yesterday.
Here's the difference. The Chiefs ran the side of the building with their speed. Philadelphia ran us over with their strength.
With their power, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They just was like a bulldozer. Yeah.
Yep. They bulldozed us. And I looked at Jody and she looked at me because Jody's like my assistant on Sundays, helping me get notes from different games and all and such. She asked me, are you disappointed? Yeah, I'm disappointed, but like I said when I came on this morning, I got a lot of positives I can pull from this season because after starting off 3-4, who expected the Niners to win 10 in a row? Especially given the quarterback situation.
I can get your stuff first.
I'm so sorry. I missed my cue. Yeah. Who expected the 49ers to get as far as they did?
I hate you for that. I hate you for that.
Actually, I gotta address something that Snowman asked me on. Snowman asked me on. Yeah,
do it again.
Do it
again.
All right, now who? Even 49ers faithful, who expected the 49ers to get to the 2022 NFC Championship game?
What's up, me? What's up, me? I'm the only one here.
You actually thought they? No, I'm talking about before the regular season began. You actually thought they was going to reach that far?
Yes.
With Trey Lance?
It was either us or them.
With Trey Lance.
And you seen us get throttled.
Well, it definitely wasn't the Rams, that's for sure.
With Trey Lance?
Cole.
Listen, I said
if you looked at the NFC as a whole,
this dude dropped an egg in Chicago. Trey Lance?
It's not just a quarterback thing. You have to realize, I watched San Francisco for years.
I know.
They had the formula with no matter who's at quarterback to be out physical everybody.
I know, but the 49ers were not playing the Rams 16 weeks or 17 weeks.
I know that, but what I'm saying is they do that to almost anything they play against.
Here's why I said before the season.
No. I'm sorry.
I would say before the season began, and I kind of knew Trey Lance would be the starter. My question was at the top of the season, why isn't Jimmy still the starter? Because they were actively shopping him around. They couldn't find a buyer. And then they re-signed him to a one-year deal, which I think they'll do again this offseason. I'm thinking, why didn't they start him in the first place? Playmaker's correct in this. Aside from the quarterback problems, the 49ers have the formula to compete for Super Bowls every single year. The quarterback position was the biggest question mark coming into the season. When we did our preseason picks, Cole gave me the same look he gave Playmaker when I said NFC West champions. And then Playmaker cussed me out. How the hell can you pick the 49ers over my Super Bowl champion Rams? Well, easy. We kicked your ass. But we beat you.
You knew I said that in a joking way.
I know. That's why
You
I'm
know I
that's
said that
why-
in a joke in the way, because
But see,
Playmaker,
playmaker.
that's why I'm saying it that way. That's why I'm saying it that way. Playmaker and I had a week-long tiff, and we were joking around the whole time.
Just
You know,
friendly
But
banter.
we-
see, playmaker. Yesterday's game is the exact reason why I could not see the 49ers if Trey Lance was running that team could make it that far.
Right. They have.
You're talking about a seven-game season.
I know, but I'm saying you have Debo, you have Ayuk, you have Kittle, you have McCarthy, which they didn't have in the beginning of the season, and of course you have the studs Warner and Ward and Bosa on the defense and many others and Greenlaw on the defensive side. You have all that talent there, but the QB, if the QB isn't rocking, then that team ain't gonna come a knocking for the playoffs. I'm sorry, they just aren't.
Let me say this here and now, and I'm going to touch on this later in the week with my wonderful producer Cole Johnson. I know he'll work it in, and I'll probably say part of it this afternoon. The 49ers have their quarterback now, and it ain't Trey Lance.
Wonder.
It is not Trey Lance. I didn't trust Trey Lance at North Dakota State. I sure as hell don't trust him now. And I won't trust him. I will put all my, this is stupid for me to do, according to a lot of people. And I had people say to me last night, I had Trey Lockett say to me last night, y'all need to get a quarterback. We got one. Yeah. We got two of them. And they are both proven. We have our quarterback going forward right now. And it ain't Trey. And sad for me to say, it ain't Jimmy Garoppolo.
It's not Garoppolo either, exactly.
And I'm a
Jimmy
big.
G's going to Dallas.
It's number 13.
Oh hell no.
Mr. McCarthy, if you weren't so far away, I'd kick you right in your bald head for saying it.
And now a selection from the Wonder Bread Choir entitled Ryan, Jimmy is not going to Arlington.
Ryan,
I'm joining from the baritone section of the Wonder Bread Choir this morning.
Ryan, I love you dearly.
You are the bomb, man.
Ryan, you know I'm kidding around with you. I would not do you any harm. I know. Just teasing my brains out about that. And Ryan, that was perfect. What you said that was perfect. That was right on time. I love that. I absolutely adore that.
We are not allowed to give Cowboys hopes, okay? Cowboy fans are not allowed to get no hopes. They must suffer.
Must suffer. This is why we have the best.
Poor Victor.
They must suffer. That's Cole Playmaker.
Listen,
cold-blooded.
We need that. Cole, that's a drop. That's a drop. All right? That's it.
Wait a minute. Okay, never mind.
We have the best morning sports show, even though it's quote-unquote internet-based, which is a lie because it's running live on my radio network. I started that when I was home this morning. This is why we have the best morning sports show, because we tell the truth, we say it like it is, and with guests like Ryan McCarthy and the Playmaker, we have fun doing this ish. We have fun, but we speak the truth. And part of the truth is the Cowboys need to suffer for a longer time than what they're suffering now.
But I love the fact that they haven't even sniffed an NFC Championship game, much less a Super Bowl.
And you know the first thing that come out their mouth?
What?
We're going to the Super Bowl.
Oh, we're going to Super Bowl next year. You know, right? You know we're going to Super Bowl next year, right? You know we're going 15 minutes after they get eliminated from their last game. You know we're going to Super Bowl next year.
We're going to Super Bowl. We're going to Super Bowl. You're 2-16.
We them boys. We them boys.
You're not the
Wait a minute.
You're not the
DC4L.
Cole, do you remember when Yankee fans were chanting, "We won Houston"?
Yes, sir.
Listen.
They got Houston, and 4 games later, they were going home for the win.
Guess what Cowboy fans were chanting after they beat Tampa Bay?
Oh, they won the 49ers. Oh,
We want Frisco.
They
We
won
want
Frisco.
Frisco.
Kept saying we want Niners, and then we, after the first couple of drives, we socked them in the mouth.
You know what? Why people are not learning from Alabama? Why? You don't say the team that you want. It doesn't work in your favor.
It's like the Avengers saying, "We want Thanos."
Oh God!
Yeah, I went there.
We didn't say we want Philly. We just wanted a shot at the NFC Championship. I'm trying to get into my studio here on my laptop. We just said we wanted the NFC Championship. Okay? The 49ers have their quarterback leader right now. And it's Brock Purdy.
And they should roll with it.
Period. They should put the offense
Roll it and build around it. Yep.
They should put the offense in his hands, give him the entire play. But now you have a full off season. Work with Brock Purdy to sign Christian McCaffrey to a long-term deal, which they will do, and to sign Nick Bosa to a long-term deal.
Now that's a must. They need to sign him.
Before McCarthy goes.
Yeah, okay. I was going to ask him a question.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
I actually wanted to address the question that Snowman brought up on Friday.
What did I do now?
What question did you bring up?
No, it's nothing bad.
What question did you bring up?
Well, you would ask me on Friday who the NHL equivalent of a certain Kang was, and we really don't have one.
That's what I thought. I was like, I can't remember NHL having someone like that.
You could argue Sidney Crosby because he's kind of annoying, but Sidney Crosby
got 3
wins.
cups.
He's got 4 cups.
Right.
4. Okay.
4. He's got 4 Stanley Cups. He's
someone suggested
sports legend.
He and his fan base are not nearly as annoying. Yeah.
No.
You know what someone suggested to me, Ryan? You ready? Jonathan Taves.
No, Captain Serious? No.
Not Captain.
He's not the LB, he's not the Kang of the NHL. No.
Good morning, Ben. And yes, y'all do need to suffer because y'all don't know when to shut up.
They suggested to me Jonathan Taves and Patrick Kane, and I said, I asked this certain quote unquote NHL fan, why are you suggesting the Blackhawks dynamic duo?
I will suggest.
You know what his statement to me was? His answer to me was the following: open it.
Oh Lord. Okay.
Oh no.
All right. So his answer was quote.
Because they haven't done anything for the city of Chicago or the Blackhawks.
What?
Close quote.
And now
3 Stanley Cups.
Just
3 Stanley Cups.
Ryan, allow this first. And now a suggestion from now a selection, thank you, Cole, from the Bread Choir entitled "You Are Tripping."
And the way Ryan looks, it looks like he needs one of these.
I might need one of those whenever I go out on a run.
Now, I do have a question for you, though, Ryan.
I think Ryan should do this, what I usually do. Where's my notebook?
I will not cuss. I will not cuss. I will not utter profanities. I will not swear. I will not cuss. Although I would put it to you that the equivalent of deranged, that's deranged, but delusional Cowboys fans, I would say the Toronto Maple Leafs fans are similar to that. Like
now I have heard that. I have heard that Maple
they're
Leafs
just
fans
as
can
the
be
delusionality of like similar to Cowboys fans would be Maple Leafs fans.
Especially given the fact that they haven't tasted the big title since May 2nd, 1967.
We're winning the cup we're winning the cup this year, eh?
Here's funny. I know a Bruins fan.
We're them boys, you hoser.
And I'm thinking, okay, so the team you would like to see succeed the least would be the Canadiens, right? He's like, no,
Oh,
I want to see the Maple Leafs go down every single time. I'm like,
Yep.
really?
mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
It's the Maple Leafs,
Yep.
not the Canadiens?
Mhm.
Wow.
Not-
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Ian, no.
All right.
They
Before
respect
I-
the Canadiens. They hate the Maple Leafs.
Before I
Oh,
address Victor,
wait. Oh, you said Breers respect the Canadiens?
They respect the Canadiens.
Okay.
But they hate the Maple Leafs.
Gotcha.
I know some Bruins fans myself. And when the Bruins and Blackhawks were playing for the Stanley Cup in 2013, I had Bruins fan on my show. And I said, what's the one team that you absolutely cannot stand? And before I completed my question, he said Toronto Maple Leafs.
Jeez.
He said Toronto Maple Leafs. We went out. I was doing a baseball series with my good buddy Mike Ventola. He was with the Southern Illinois Miners at the time. We went out that night, watched the finish of Game 2. I believe it was Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final. I ran into a Bruins fan on the way out, and he said, "I'm glad we are playing y'all, and this is going to be a great series." I said, "Yeah, I think so." And he also said, "I'm glad we didn't face the Bruins in the Eastern Conference Final." I said, "Damn."
Cole,
Sir.
make note. It is 7 minutes past the hour, and the Cincinnati Bears is nowhere to be found.
Do you think? Hold on a second, guys. I may be flipping on my studio. Ryan,
Well, I gotta run anyway.
Yeah, I know.
let's close this. I'll mess around here. Cole will start hour 2, and then we'll be back on.
All right.
Don't mind if I
Go
plug a
ahead.
couple things real quick.
Plug,
All right.
plug, bro. Plug.
All right. Have Another Donut. New episodes coming out today at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Tomorrow, no credentials required at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on my YouTube channel. And then Thursday, we're going to have a super stream for NHL for All-Star Weekend. We're going to have some pretty, that's what I say, big guests. We're going to have a big panel at Belly Up Sports on our YouTube channel. We're talking about the season so far and the NHL. Have some great guests and have a great panel. So tune in our YouTube channel Thursday at 8 p.m.
All right.
Yes, Ryan McCarthy, who will have really big shoes coming this week.
Really big shoes.
As always, thank you so much, man. We enjoy
Thanks,
it.
fellas.
This coffee with McCarthy is sponsored by Steph Curry Cognac. One, and it's lights out.
Do not press that button. Oh, we're not done. Hour number 2 begins right now.
Time for hour 2 of this spectacular. Ryan McCarthy now joins us this morning.
That's what you need to do to beat Josh Allen. You need to make him uncomfortable.
Hour 2, time for some Spivey notes. And here's Jay.
Well, I know he's only in his 3rd year, but they're just wasting Justin Herbert.
Hour 2,
The hardest working content creator I know, the Playmaker.
Hey, LeBron James, the greatest scorer of all time. Hey.
Hour 2,
The one, the only Christopher Dietz.
They rewarded Ohio State for not playing, and they punished USC for playing.
Hour 2, Sam Shady.
Oh, man. It's been a roller coaster ride if you were a Philadelphia Stars fan.
Hour 2, that's Big Ben, the man in charge of the BS3 network.
And if I see Kurt 2 Chainz Cousins out.
Hour 2, Chris Bay's joining us.
Oh my God! Oh, this game! Oh, way to go, Sammy!
Hour 2,
YSL.
Oh man, I thought I missed it.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Time for hour 2 of this spectacular, and it starts right now.
Hour number 2 of Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson on a wonderful Monday morning begins right now. I am Cole Johnson. I am joined by, of course, the Snowman and also the Playmaker as well. And before we get on with the festivities,
The producer is a flat-out idiot for that introduction to hour 2, and I love every bit of that intro. I'm just letting y'all Cole. He's a mad scientist. He's a genius. I love you, Cole, but you're an idiot for some of the parts you selected because it's
Good. To the Fanatic Feedback Zone we go.
I think the one that makes me laugh, one of the parts that make me laugh the most is the piece you selected for Playmaker, because I know you had to dig for that.
Yeah, I did.
I know you had to dig for that.
Mm-hmm. The sarcasm was beautiful. I had to use it. To the Fanatic Feedback Zone we go. Victor says, this episode of Coffee with McCarthy is brought to you by Eartha Kitt Kitty Kibble, the perfect meal for your feline friend.
I need that because I got 4 barn cats, and we may need
that. 6 says, Coffee with McCarthy is brought to you by Seniors Dye Kit. For the salt and pepper look, choose Seniors. And he also says, musical vibes of cold sports. Musical vibes of cold sports is brought to you by Bum Leg Orthopedics. No tripping and darn sure no slipping, especially on the dance floor. Bum Leg Orthopedics. Oh my leg, oh my leg, oh my leg, oh my leg. Who says no one likes us, no one likes us, no one likes us, we don't care. That is the mantra that the Philadelphia Eagles fan has when it comes to every other fan base, because they feel as though no one likes them.
Hey,
I actually like every Eagles fan I have accosted, I've loved. Seriously,
I actually adore the Eagles and their fans. I love the Eagles. Like I said, they're my second team in the NFC.
Yeah. AB Media brother, it is good to see you again. I hope that you.
Let me introduce him correctly. One of our supporters, AB Media, joining us from Indianapolis, Indiana, where I will be later for my MRI. And like I said at the top of the show, I'll repeat it here. I have a big MRI test coming this evening from Indianapolis, and that is one of the final steps for us getting the call that I am officially in remission from cancer. And the 4 hours before, I can't eat or drink anything, so I'm eating all I can and drinking all I can right now while I'm on the road, because at 2, I got to cool it so they can in me and they can do their exam. But this is a big one. This is an absolute big one.
Yeah.
And April 4th is my 1-year anniversary, and that's in prayer, y'all.
Yeah,
definitely. Colonoscopy, they said everything looked good. Everything looked good with the colonoscopy. We're just trying to solve this lingering diarrhea issue. Wife suspects it's from lack of meds. Doctors suspect the same thing, so we're getting all my meds in order. I'm still coming off of the chemotherapy fog, which is almost a year ago, a year and a half ago, actually. I'm not all the way back yet, and Jody made me realize that, and my doctors made me realize that. I'm not all the way back yet, but boy, this road, it's been a road to hoe, but I'm just about there.
Good.
I am just about there.
Good. To the Cowboys fans in the group, one Mr. BSP, the owner, manipulator, the operator of BSP Network, he says, no more suffering for Cowboys Nation, please.
No, y'all must suffer.
And Victor says, it's time to stop. Cowboys Nation has suffered quite a lot. And then he backdoors by saying, Playmaker just loves to watch people suffer.
No, see, this is what
particularly him.
Victor and Ben and other people like Alex, my partner. Y'all good. It's the rest of y'all that are outnumbered. It's the reason why I want y'all to suffer.
It's the rose-colored glasses. It's the blue and silver colored wearing Cowboy fans.
How you lose all these years and still come back out of nowhere? Oh, you know we're going to the Super Bowl. When the last time y'all been to the NFC Championship game?
The last year they won the thing.
They just celebrated the 27th anniversary of that. But actually, it's your team that wants you to suffer, because you now have Mike McCarthy, who is your head coach, and now your offensive coordinator.
was told, hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more.
Oh my gosh, I find that hilarious. All right, now
they agreed to part ways. My ass, Jerome.
yeah, they didn't agree to part ways. They gave him the boot. They gave him the boot.
You know, Ryan, I wasn't gonna bring that up, but since you opened that door, I mean.
And here's the door that Playmaker's talking about for those who are listening. I totally forgot to mention the NBA refs kowtowing to Yo Kang for saying they blew a foul call on Saturday in the Lakers-Celtics game. I think they misspelled traveling. That is exactly my point.
Let me touch on that. I saw the cow tying, the member sucking, the slurping, the swallowing, everything in terms of that play late in the game against Boston in Boston.
And that's why I say that LeBron James is still the face of the league, because of that type of stuff.
Bronsexuals, listen to me carefully. He walked his ass off, and they missed it.
Yeah, and I said that. I was like,
he took 4 clear steps
before he drew contact.
Let me say it right. Let me say it right for all the blank people that think they know basketball. He took both steps. And Cole, you know why I did that voice.
All that is well and good.
He took
all that is well and good. He took 4 steps. Jason Tatum fouled him. Yes, I'm gonna tell it. Jason Tatum fouled LeBron James. He did. Here's the funny part.
LeBron wished he was fouled.
The funny part.
He wishes.
Okay. First of all, LeBron James acted like a little goddamn girl because he ain't get the goddamn ball. Going to overtime. And 2, LeBron, you're the reason why the Lakers lost. You know why? Your ass wanted to take a goddamn 3-pointer and miss, and guess what Jaylen Brown did? Oh, Jaylen Brown said, "Oh, you want to shoot 3? This is how you shoot 3s and hit it. That's a 6-point turnaround in overtime."
He took 4 steps.
Can I get it? See, this is me. This is me priming the pump for Wednesday. And I am particularly taking a shot at one Rod West. Thank you, Cole Johnson, for that one.
No problem.
Yo Kang sucks ass as a basketball player. That travel that you saw but wasn't called, he's been doing that for 20 freaking years. 21 if you count the full year, we saw St. Vincent St. Mary on that damn 4-letter network.
All I have to say about that is the rest missed LeBron with the foul. They missed it. That's how dare they? The NBA has it in for my king. That's impossible. Oh, you're and besides, he traveled before he drew contact. So basically, Yo Kang actually committed a violation before he got fouled.
I'm about to murder this comment right now.
But see, no one wants to talk about that.
No. Put his comment. I'm going to murder his comment right here. You said you cooked the team who wasn't even interested in playing. Jaylen Brown was not even interested.
Jaylen Brown wasn't even interested.
Jason Tatum was not interested. I watched the game. They was not. I'm like, what is going on with the Celtics? They was not interested.
They really were.
They was like, you know, this is a game. You might as well go ahead and play now.
They turned it on like Steph and Clay turned it on late like MJ and Scotty turn it on late.
And by the way, this is another game LeBron drops 40 plus and took a what, Cole?
Play it.
He took another. Because he took 46 to the Lakers to the Clippers and also caught in.
Like I said, he gonna get the record. And when he do, I might be coming to crush all y'all hopes and dreams because I'm gonna light a match in a room full of dynamites.
And unfortunately, and we'll talk about this one.
Stand in line.
And unfortunately, we'll talk about that more Wednesday because we now have a LeBron James watch that will take place between now and Super Bowl 57. But speaking of Super Bowl,
the exact period of time, Cole, that you called correctly, very correct. I will not cuss. 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 I will not swear. I will not swear. I will not swear. I'm gonna swear. They set this up.
How you doing, Drew? And stay tuned later on today when he and my partner Brian Snow renew the Sports Sensates Unleashed. That is at 1:05 Eastern. And
we're actually going to do our episode tomorrow because Drew has an interview coming up today.
By the way.
I'm sorry, tomorrow at 1:05 Eastern.
Yeah. Tomorrow.
By the way, Snowman, I forgot to tell you. Breaking news dropped yesterday night, right? Speaking of the King, he ain't even gonna play against the goddamn Nets tonight.
Son of a motherless.
He ain't gonna play, and Anthony Davis ain't gonna play.
You said he's not going to play against?
No, he's not playing.
He's not going to play. He's not going to play in MSG.
Now,
tell me you said that, playmaker. Tell me
he is not going to suit up in the Barclays Center when he got to go against Kyrie Irving.
Wait, no, they play the Nets. They play the Nets.
Whoa.
They playing the Nets.
So he's going to play against the Knicks. He's going to play against the Knicks. He's not going to play against the Nets.
He's not playing against the Nets.
Now, no, perfect. Now, who thought that he was actually going to play against Kyrie and the Knicks?
Nobody.
All right. More talk on LeBron Wednesday because we have a lot to unload when we do.
I hate your ass, but I love it.
Now, before.
How'd you come up with that one anyway? When you pose questions like that, you hit it. Because the first time you played it, Playmaker fell out of his seat. And then I see Playmaker in the chat going, I hate you for that.
Now, before we get to the bottom of the hour when we will talk all things North Carolina sports and other sports also with Spivey and Spivey Notes, I have to take a few fans myself to task because I saw some ridiculous stuff when social media perused me.
There's a lot of perusing too.
Which means you need to reverse that graphic somehow because we don't peruse social media. It peruses us.
Yeah. And so many of you with these hot garbage takes, you need one of these, and you're going to get one of these right now. All right. I heard some ridiculousness all throughout yesterday and today. I mean, ridiculousness, such as,
oh God,
quote, I told you Joe Burrow is hot garbage. Quote. Takes such as, quote, McCaffrey takes such as, quote, Burrow has no business being compared to Mahomes because he isn't even a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. Close quote.
I saw that.
I'm going to address each of these points. Oh, and one more. Quote. The Eagles got lucky and cruised their way all throughout the season to the Super Bowl.
Lucky my ass.
Let me address that one first.
Lucky my ass.
The Eagles were lucky, right? The Eagles were lucky. The Eagles, they finished 14-3. They are the divisional champion in a year where let me see. Let's see. The 3 carried a 2, the 1. Oh yeah, they had 0 teams in the division that finished below 500. 0. And if it weren't for the fact that Ron Rivera, the head coach of the Commanders, had a brain fart and started Carson Wentz instead of Taylor Heineke, the Eagles could have bragged and said we were a divisional champion in a year where every one of the teams in our division, made it to the playoffs. But was that talked about? No. What was talked about was the schedule was easy. It was actually favorable for the Eagles. No, it was not. The Eagles played a second-place schedule because they finished in second place last year, and that's how scheduling works. It's not like NCAA where you can schedule your opponents. No, the NFL schedules the opponents for them. And last I checked, you played for the game. Thank you, Herm Edwards. So when I see a 38-7 butt whooping they gave the Giants in the divisional round and 31-7 butt whooping they gave the 49ers 8 days later, I don't see an easy schedule. I don't see an easy time they cruised. No, I see a team that took care of business. And you can say, well, hey, they had it easy. They should beat a team that started a 3rd stringer and had a 4th stringer play. You know what? It does not matter. Next man up, shut up, go on. And then, yes, Devontae Smith, it was not a catch. But you know what the Eagles did that was smart? Devontae Smith got together with Jalen Hurts and the sideline of the Eagles. They locked eyes, they made a signal, and they snapped the ball before the 49ers could challenge the play. That is what you're supposed to do because that's within the rules. Now, for McCaffrey sucks. And I didn't say the full quote. The full quote was McCaffrey sucks as a white boy. Let me tell you something. Let me break it down for you. So McCaffrey sucks. He's overrated, right? So he played quarterback, right? He fumbled. No. He threw an interception. No. No, all he did was score the only touchdown that the 49ers scored in that game. And if it wasn't for him in that one drive, guess what the 49ers probably would have received? Not just a nail, but a donut. They probably would have been shut out because once Josh Johnson got that lineup, that offense was grinded to a halt. And then when he suffered his concussion, that totally was it for that offense, 49ers. Out the window with you all. Take into account when you said that Burrow had no business losing to a one-legged man. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but Joe Burrow plays quarterback, not defensive lineman, not defensive end, not outside linebacker, not middle linebacker, not a cornerback, not a safety. Now, they lost to a one-legged man. Burrow lost to Chris Jones, who kept being in his backfield and pocket all night long. Now, he did throw for a couple touchdowns, but he threw for a couple picks too. So he had an off night. Now, if you're going to call out Burrow for anything, call him out for being bold and talking trash and saying that Arrowhead Stadium is Burrowhead. Talk trash there. Not the fact that Burrow seemingly is not talented, because he is. Bottom line this. I'm going to say this purely and plainly. When you come at me and I challenge you on this and you say to me, quote, oh, so you mean when you say that Burrow doesn't worry about fictional titles, you mean like a Super Bowl MVP, an MVP, and a Super Bowl championship like Mahomes has? You sound like a hater. Close quote. No, sir. I don't sound like a hater. I sound like a gentleman who actually does do his homework and study. No. Burrow does not have an MVP. He does not have a Super Bowl MVP. No, he has not won a Super Bowl. He's been to one, but no, he has not won one. I'm not talking about those because those aren't fictional. What's fictional, you mental midget, is the Best QB award. Now, does that award exist, sir? And if it does, please present it to me right now. Come on, present it to me. I'm waiting.
I'm going to give Cole a slam dunk on this. Who actually thought the Best QB award was actually a good award to give?
That is my point. That award is fictional. I didn't talk about Mahomes being fictional or his accolades. No, those are well warranted because you know what? Mahomes is one of the best QBs in this era and one of the best of all time, even in his short body of work. Because he should be applauded for bringing his team to the Super Bowl 3 out of 4 years. But when you say, well, he's the best QB or Burrow's the best QB, you're not presenting an award to him. You're just presenting a title that you can argue with in barbershops, like who's the best player, Jordan or LeBron or Kobe, or
that's not an argument.
Or who's the best, name your position in baseball. It could be pitcher, it could be third base, it could be first base, it could be outfield, it could be catcher. Those are fictional titles. And that is what you're lacking and missing because perspective seems to fly out the window when it comes to your hot garbage takes. Learn perspective. Learn how to judge any athletic performance in a correct fashion. Then you can come to me and talk intelligently about sports. Until then, I'm going to tell you like what Travis Kelce told the Cincinnati mayor on the trophy stand last night when he was holding the Lamar Hunt trophy. When he said, quote, Lord. When he said, quote, in fact, Dwayne, you do it much better than me.
You know your damn role and shut your damn.
He went on also to say, jabroni. Know your role and shut your mouth, you jabroni. Close quote.
Well done, Mr. Johnson. Well done. I would say this. If the mayor wouldn't have said what he said, nobody would have been talking about Joe Burrow anyway. because they weren't even thinking about Joe Burrow. And the fact Joe Burrow had beaten Patrick Mahomes 3 times.
Which the mayor of Cincinnati said, quote, Joe, you should take a paternity test to see if you're the father of Patrick Mahomes. Close quote.
So Kansas City came in with the feeling of, no, this is not. Matter of fact, this reminds me between Snowman's 49ers and my Rams last year.
What did I do now?
No, I'm saying this right here between the Chiefs and the Bengals is almost a reminder of what we went through last year.
Right. I agree.
Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City, everybody loves them, right? It's Patrick Mahomes. They love him. He can't beat. For some reason, he can't get past Cincinnati, just like us. All the stars the Rams pulled in and all this good stuff. Hollywood story is in Hollywood, but sometimes they can't get past the 49ers. But when the chips were at the highest,
and we're in the middle of the table.
Yep.
The team finally rose up.
They finally delivered. Absolutely.
I need people to put respect on Joe Burrow's name.
See, some of these fans piss me off when they don't. I mean, you can tease each other about your teams. Playmaker and I do it all the time. But there are 2 words involved when we talk about other teams and we joke around with them. Those 2 words are mutual respect. And today's fan in the 21st century is severely, let me go Steve Harvey. They are severely lacking mutual respect for the fans of the other team. They are severely, matter of fact, give me a reality check. While I try to get Jay on the board here, give me a reality.
All right. Here you go.
If you want to call them that. Today's fans are severely lacking mutual respect for their opponents. Why? Because 85% of them are looking through rose-colored glasses that they can't see out of if it doesn't pertain to their team. I reference Cowboy fans, I reference Cub fans, I reference fans of any team where you don't respect your opponent. When we did our picks Friday, and I officially picked the 49ers to beat the Eagles, I got crushed. Okay? I don't peruse social media. It peruses me. I got crushed saying the Eagles would run over the 49ers. They would trounce the 49ers. You have no respect for the Eagles. That comment pissed me off. Why? Because I got nothing but love and respect for the Philadelphia Eagles. I got nothing but love and respect for the New York Football Giants because of Bill Parcells. Same with the Washington Redskins because of Joe Gibbs. I have respect for every team that my team plays. It's the fans that piss me off. It's the bronzexual fans that piss me off. Saying he's better than anybody and F everybody else. That gets on my nerve. It has gotten on my nerve for the last 3 decades. This is why I crush the fans the way that I do verbally. This is why I say what I say, and I have no problem bringing it to the forefront like I'm doing now, because there is no mutual respect. For most situations, there is no mutual respect, and it gets on my last nerve. It gets on my nerve. Hell, you don't even have that in the NHL. Ryan and I talked about it this morning. Who the Bruins fans hate the most? Toronto Maple Leafs. And the Toronto Maple Leafs fans are just as delusional as Cowboy fans, and just as delusional as Cub fans. You make up excuses and you don't look at the product in front of you. Why is that? Why is it that you feel that, let me think, how do we put this? Why do you come back 5 minutes after your Cowboys get smacked in the mouth? And I said it correctly. Thank you, Victor, and thank you, Cole, for that lesson. When y'all get smacked in the mouth, you just think, oh, we're going to go to the Super Bowl next year. Why is it that when
next year, right? You know we're going to the Super Bowl.
Why is it that when Cub fans get popped in the nuts with a line drive, they come back and say, oh, we'll get better, win the World Series next year? You got lucky in 2016. Deal with it. Why is it that when Cleveland Cavalier fans, God help me, I can't believe I'm going to do this on a Monday, but I'm going to do it. Why is that when Cleveland Cavalier fans in 2016, after quote-unquote, here's the camera, well, after quote-unquote the greatest comeback in NBA Finals history, which they don't realize was assisted by Adam Silver's punk ass, handing LeBron James, yes, LeBron, a stimulus package the size of Quicken Loans Arena and the Oakland Coliseum to assist in that comeback. Get out of here with that. What fans need to learn is mutual respect for your opponents. Because you never know when your opponents are going to give you a reality check, pop you in the mouth, and kick you in the nuts. Hard. You want a perfect example? Of this? Besides the Cowboys, Cowboy fans, and Cub fans, and all the other examples that I named during this reality check. You want a perfect example of fans not giving their opponents mutual respect? Hold a mirror up to bronze sexuals. There's your answer. And there's your reality check. I'm done. Get out of my face, you thirsty little horse. Green tea lemonade.
Hear that?
Because I'm finally freaking tired. I'm freaking tired.
Mm-hmm.
And I got playfully razzed last night by our buddy A.L. Evans. But I've had fans really say to me, you only should have one team. What if I don't? Like I said, A.L. Evans, a mutual friend of ours, very dear friend, gave me a playful razzing last night. You know, when he said, you got to have one team and you live or die with that team. I start laughing, he starts laughing, but because he knows. Okay? There are three teams I cover in the NBA. The Bulls, the Spurs, and the Warriors. First, when I mentioned the Warriors saying, oh, you just like them because Stephen Curry was there. I could take you back to 1991 when they had Run TMC. And as for the San Antonio Spurs, oh, you don't know anybody on the Spurs. Really? Really? I don't? Wait. Hold up. Hold the F up. I don't know anybody on the Spurs, like Tim Duncan, like David Robinson, like Tony Parker, like Avery Johnson, like I don't know, one of my good friends who's one of the television voices of the San Antonio Spurs. 6'8", University of Arizona. His name, Sean Elliott. I don't know anybody. How about the radio voice of the San Antonio Spurs, who will happily join us tomorrow morning? His name is Bill Schoening. I'm fighting with cords. I'm tethered down. I'm fighting with cords again. Cole, Darnell, and I have been crushed for many years saying we don't know anybody in the world of sports. We don't know our sports. We don't know our sports. We don't know how to talk about it. And the one that the three of us and our guests get constantly, which flat out pisses me off. Forgive the language. We don't talk fairly about our teams. I'm sorry, what?
Actually, I believe we are so objective. People question our fandom of the teams that we root for.
I mean, we're having trouble getting Jay on, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask him to come on tomorrow. We got a full play tomorrow. As I mentioned, Bill Schoenig will join me in the morning.
Cole don't even like talking about the Texans.
We're not objective.
Right.
Really?
Cole would be happy if you don't have to bring up the Houston Texans during the show. Cole, that would make Cole happy.
You sure would.
Listen,
I'm the guy who came on here and played Kurt Angle's music.
Yes, you did.
And in reference to his Rams, yes.
Classic.
Yeah, like I
Rams
said.
fans may curse me because I say some stuff, but they respect me because they see like,
yeah,
it's what we seeing on the field.
I got a question. I got a question for the panel. Why do we get crushed for being objective about our teams? Because
today it's not ride or die.
Because after San Francisco got crushed by the Kansas City Chiefs, I came on here and went totally the F off. I went totally off, but then I backed it up with a positive and a prediction that wound up coming true, and I didn't expect it to. That they finished this, that they raced through the season and would win the rest of their games. And these, they look at the optic, they look at the outside, because the first thing I got crushed with from yesterday's game was we need a quarterback. How did Trey put it? Y'all need to go get a quarterback. We already got one. Matter of fact, we got two of them, and neither one of them is named Trey Lance. I got crushed with y'all weren't ready for the NFC Championship. We got there and we got socked in the mouth by the better team. Period.
Now I'm interested to hear 49ers fan in understanding, okay, we thought Trey Lance was our guy, but Brock Purdy actually took us to a place we didn't think we were going to go. I want to know what they think now.
I can tell you what I think, and I said it earlier in the program. We have our man in Brock Purdy, period.
And the 49ers better grab onto him because you don't get that opportunity happen. If you see a rookie quarterback take you as far as he took you, you jump on that and build around him.
Yep, and he's got the weapons.
Yeah.
Samuel, Ayuk, Debo, McCaffrey, and by the way, to all these false 49er fans and NFL fans around the world saying we're going to fall off next year, they are re-signing Christian McCaffrey.
And they already re-signed Debo, so
Debo's for the next 4 years.
Here's my thing. It's just like in a relationship. If you can't be honest with your significant other, are you in a relationship?
Can I get away with
100 playmaker.
Can we get do you have the dancing clip, the church dancing clip?
Let me see.
Because if you do, you need to play that for Playmakers Words.
Oh,
if you can't be honest about your team, what the hell are you? You know what? Before you play it, I challenge all the radio/television shows at ESPN, at Fox Sports, at NBC Sports and CBS Sports to be honest about your teams and the players like we are. Because if you can't be honest about your favorite players or your favorite team, minus Joe Beningo, formerly WFAN, he retired. Absolutely fabulous. Carton and Robbins, same thing. See, the local radio stations get it. The national radio shows don't. Most of them. Because I guest host sometimes on my buddy Andy Dorf's show on Sirius XM on Sundays. And Dorf brings it, Michael Wilson brings it, Playmaker brings it. Ryan McCarthy brings it every Monday. Jay Spivey, who will join us tomorrow instead of today, because I'll be back in the home studio. They all bring it. The fellas in the chat, they all bring it. They bring it. And they lay it out there truthfully.
I mean, one of the reasons why I love Stephen A. Smith, he eulogized the Pittsburgh Steelers last season.
Yes.
On national television.
Sure did.
That's his team. He went up on Aaron Rodgers like a couple of weeks ago. And he loves it. Everybody knows he loves Aaron Rodgers, but he went and struck the fuck off on Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
He tells it as it is, whether you like it or not.
And that's what we do. That's what we do here. That's what we do here. And you know what really gets on my nerves? While I'm airing out things that people tell me I shouldn't air out, but I'm going to air it out anyway because I don't care what people think anymore. I turned 50 last summer. I've run out of things to give. And Cole, you're going to experience that in April, and I'm going to be dancing right along with you, partner, when he turns 50. It goes. All right. Here's my question. How much do you, and I'm going totally off the board here, Mr. Johnson, Mr. Solins, my question is simple. How much do you want to bet that the biggest Super Bowl narrative that will be talked about does not involve the game, does not involve the teams, does not involve how they got there? The biggest narrative of Super Bowl 57 is we had 2 black quarterbacks in the Super Bowl.
Oh, that's already happened.
That's already happened.
I'll stand back and enjoy the fun.
That's already happened. He ain't even been 24 hours.
Cook playmaker.
We'll all cook. Let's all cook on this one to close the show.
Because to be honest, yes, it's great. 2 black quarterbacks. But here's the thing. Because I was involved in the Twitter space last night. Shout out to Sports After Dark because they go at it for real.
I love it.
What people are already looking at is what they want Jalen Hurts to win the Super Bowl because they want to break the narrative that has been for who knows how long when it comes to black quarterbacks, black running quarterbacks. It's already happening already.
Yes. Keep going.
And one of the people responded was like, Patrick Mahomes is black too, and he already won the Super Bowl, and he can run. So it's a thing that people don't consider Patrick Mahomes a running quarterback. He's a pocket quarterback, but he can move. Matter of fact, we just saw it yesterday. He ran to win the game.
He ran. Yep, he ran and got him a first down.
He ran to win the game, not throw it.
Stop. We got some breaking news, and thank you, Ryan McCarthy, for bringing this to us. I can't believe I'm going to say this. The legend that is Bobby Hall has passed away at the age of 84. Bobby Hall, of course, the father of Brett Hall, Hall of Famer. Bobby Hall himself, a Hall of Famer. And I watched him play too. I watched him play. Bobby Hall passed away at the age of 84. I'll do a tribute to him this afternoon on the Brian Snow Show. But keep going for him. Just wanted to. I wanted to get that out when I just saw the breaking news. I'll do more on the Golden Jet this afternoon. Go ahead, Brandon.
So donuts to the Hall family.
Yes.
Yeah, this is what it's gonna be talked about. This is part of gonna be the first week of Super Bowl. It's gonna be a part of this week is about black quarterbacks. And then next week they're gonna talk about it some more, and then they're gonna get to the football thing. You gotta talk football for the Super Bowl. You just can't keep the narrative on this one thing. But most of it, because it's 2 weeks we're talking about here.
Yeah, we got
at least 80% of it's gonna be about the two black guys.
Yep, sure is. And I hate that because it takes away from talking about the quarterbacks in the light of how they got their team there to the Super Bowl. Cole, you're next. Go.
Hooray! I'm glad that Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes have made it to the Super Bowl. Hooray! I'm glad that both quarterbacks have Texas roots and Super Bowl. Hooray! I'm glad that both of them led teams that were the #1 seeds in each of their conferences to the big game. And I could give a good that they are black. Am I proud? Yes. But do I care? No. One, because we've already seen the act before. I mean, hey, we have Doug Williams in a winning performance. We have Donovan McNabb in a losing one, and Colin Kaepernick as well.
Doug Williams and an MVP.
Yeah, so we've seen this before, so it's not anything new.
No, it's
okay,
not.
fine. So both sides are starting black quarterbacks. Awesome. That's great. All I care about is, are they capable? Are they able to lead their teams? The answer to that question is yes. Doesn't matter what they look like. Do they have the ability to get the job done? And if the answer is yes, and both of them have led their teams to the point where it is an unquestioned yes, and it's almost a rhetorical yes, it doesn't matter what they look like. Like I said, am I proud? Yes. Do I care? No. Oh, you're a snowman.
Okay, y'all. On the 48-hour eve of Black History Month, which is when this narrative is really going to take off, I'm begging y'all right now, stop it. Look at the play of the two quarterbacks, Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes. Screw the color. Look at the quality. Isn't that what we were supposed to be taught? Man, you're going to have a bunch of black people just admiring the fact that there are two black quarterbacks in the Super Bowl. I'll relate this to a story. I'll relate this to an incident I had way before I was married. I met a black woman for a date. We started talking sports. I thought, okay, this one's going to be fun. Until she mentioned the magic words. Until she mentioned these words to me. She asked me, who's your favorite quarterback? I said, it is Joe Montana. And she said, why? I said, because he can play some football quite well. Then her response killed everything. Killed everything. And Cole, I'm about to make you laugh your head off when I say this. I said, who's your favorite quarterback? She says Randall Cunningham. And I'm like, okay, I like Randall Cunningham. I like the way he plays. He's an uppercomer. I dig that. Why do you like Randall Cunningham? Her response killed everything. Open it.
Quote.
I like Randall Cunningham because he married a beautiful black woman.
Close quote. And now a selection from the Wonder Bread entitled The Wrong Reason. Goodness gracious.
We were in front of my mother's house, my parents' house. I politely grabbed my stuff and walked off. I walked in the house and said nothing else. My dad came to me and said, well, that kind of went well. I said, no, it didn't. My dad looked at me and said, uh-oh. And you know what my dad's next question was? He said, without even hesitating, he said, what did he say? What did she say that pissed you off that had you walk out before you even got started? I told him, and he walked upstairs, and I heard him mutter, oh dear God. Yeah, this narrative is going to make me freaking sick. It's going to make me sick, it's going to piss me off, and it's going to do any and everything possible to be out in the forefront for everything and everybody. It's going to be everything possible. And I hate that ish because it should be about the men playing the position and how they played the position. Let me say that again for those of you in the cheap seats at Arrowhead Stadium. Let me say that again for those of you in the cheap seats at Rich Stadium. Let me say that for those of you in the cheap seats at Veterans Stadium. Let me say that for those of you in the cheap seats at the Astrodome, at Candlestick Park, at the old configuration of Soldier Field. It should be about the way the quarterbacks have played and their teams have played and how they got their team to the Super Bowl and not about the damn color. Period. Now, what in the all kinds of blue hell are we going to see this week? I open that question to Cole and I open that question to the chat. What in the vital blue, yellow belly, red blooded hell are we going to see this week? Because this is the off week before the teams travel to Phoenix and get ready for Super Bowl week in Glendale, Arizona. I had planned for us to be there on Radio Row, but my health and our lack of growth had other ideas. I guarantee you, we're going to Vegas in a year's time, which was my original target. But, Cole, I open the question to you. What kind of troops do you think we're going to see for the next week? Because this is the week that
go ahead.
This is the week that matters. Super Bowl week is all media. So,
well, obviously we'll probably hear something about the Kelsey brothers, since Jason plays for the Eagles and Travis plays for the Chiefs. And in fact, I had to give it to Jason, the older brother of the two. when the Chiefs clinched, he actually tweeted, he says, "Well, that means I officially will no longer be a Chiefs fan." I think you're going to see those narratives. I believe you're also going to see the narrative of which offensive line is going to be better. And in my opinion, right now, that's the Eagles. Can the Eagles defense match? Can the Chiefs defense match the firepower of the Eagles defense? I think you're going to see those narratives. I think you're going to see also the Andy Reid narrative. Here's a guy who led one team to a Super Bowl but didn't get him over the hump. And he's on the team that he did lead to the Super Bowl and won one, and he actually led to another appearance.
Right.
So, more like you'll see this the Kelsey Bowl and the Andy Reid Bowl. And then when Media Day comes, I think that'll all give way to, well, this is the first time in the 57-year history of the Super Bowl that two black quarterbacks will start in the game. Right in time for Black History Month, like you said earlier, sir. Right on time.
It's right. Come on. How did BGS put it? It's a knuckleball that ain't knuckling.
It was served on a silver platter.
Thank you. Platinum. F silver, platinum. It's a knuckleball that ain't knuckling. Come on, everybody. It's right there. Look, I don't even have my glasses on and I can see it. Stevie Wonder can see this. Ray Charles can see this.
Now, say they'll focus on Jalen Hurts' shoulder and Patrick Holmes' ankle. But yes, I'm expecting fully Media Day. And from that point,
in Phoenix, Arizona,
mainstream media and social media all will be about this is a proud day for black people because you all said that black quarterbacks can't make it to the Super Bowl and win one. Well, we're guaranteed in this one that a black quarterback will win one.
I bow to thee, sir. I bow to thee, sir. I love your objectivity for you, for Playmaker, for anybody we have on the planet and on panel. Finish with this. Isn't it our job to be objective?
Yeah.
And then what we're supposed
That's what we're supposed to be.
Okay, let me close this.
Define objectives.
Don't we get paid?
To me, seeing all sides. Yeah, to me, seeing all sides of an issue and being able to actually have a discussion posing all those sides.
Do we not get
that to
paid?
me is what objective is.
Can I get a witness? Do we not get paid to be objective?
No.
Yeah.
No. I can tell you what media is getting paid for.
I said us. F them. I said us.
Oh, we gonna be rejected regardless. Hey, come on, man. You know my mantra. Snowman, you know the Playmakers my mantra. Tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help us God.
I know it. That's what we do on this platform. This one. Victor, I will have you this afternoon if you're available. I will make time. We get paid to be objective. We get paid
because I want to hear your opinions about that too, Victor.
We get paid to call it straight down the freaking middle. Period. We get paid to call it straight down the middle. You know what's nerve-wracking? When we do and we get crushed for it, because Cole is a fan of the Houston Texans. No, Cole's a fan of the Houston Oilers. That somehow became a fan of the Houston Texans.
Right.
And Mr. Johnson calls it straight down the middle with the Houston Texans. And somehow he gets totally crushed for it because I've seen it on social media. I mean, what for? He calls it like he sees it, period.
Yeah.
What's the problem with that?
Snowman, Cole, y'all follow shooting lights out. Outside of one episode, how many times I talked about the Magic?
Plenty.
You have not heard me bring up the Magic. Ain't no point of bringing them up.
Right.
They had their world. I gave them their credit, and I was like, okay, because I already know what the season's going to end like.
Right.
Of course you do.
I only bring up the Florida Gators.
Right.
Well, I mean, yeah, it was one of those seasons for him. Yeah.
When my team loses, I know how to shut up.
Same.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, this is how objective Playmaker is. Playmaker came to me and said, "Snowman, I need your permission on something." I said, "What's that?" He says, "I'm tempted to do a flagrant foul on the Golden State Warriors," and I stopped him right there before he could complete his thought, and I said, "Go for it," because you're echoing my thoughts. And when Playmaker unleashed it, I gave him a standing ovation. In the immortal words of Jack Buck, pardon me while I stand up and applaud. And when I told Playmaker go for it, he was like, "Are you sure?" I said, "Dude, do we not tell the truth?" He said, "Yeah." "Then I'm telling you, damn it, go with it." And by the way, Playmaker, Shooting Lights Out, awesome show. And I have an offer for you, Playmaker. I want to carry it on my network, video and audio. What say you?
All right, that works.
Good. I will make sure I get you the details. So whenever you carry it, let me know the day and the time. And if you have a logo, get it to me. And Mr. Cole Johnson, I want to add my YouTube channel to this and give you the credentials so you can stream it to Snowman Multimedia Sports. What say you, sir?
All right, sure.
Now therein is it. Now, for all of you fake pro blacks out there, this is an example of 3 black men coming together to form a conglomerate, a multimedia network that will push the plunger and blow all the rest of it away. And Ryan McCarthy, I offer the same to you. Same with Cool McCain and the Playmakers sports blog. Matter of fact, I'll extend an open invite to anyone that does a sports show. If you want to put it on the fastest growing sports network and bring your fans also, my door is open. I don't care what anybody says. My door is open. Because what I want to do is help men and women in this realm push the plunger and blow the competition away. Gentlemen, I will make sure I get you the credentials that you need.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you, Cole. Because Cole has shown me ways to get more out there.
I want to learn some of those ways. We'll talk when we sign off. We're going to sign off right now. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move, and always remember, if your dreams don't scare you,
then they are not big enough.
Dream big, do bigger. We are, and we hope y'all are too. For the Playmaker, for Cole Johnson, I'm the Snowman. We're out of here. I'll be back in the home studio tomorrow. See you tomorrow.
And don't forget, go to Real Wise TV on YouTube and Comey Media Incorporated for Mentality. Today, a new episode drops, 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central.